is where we may be asked to draw a natural straight line. So we've been given this equation, y equals x plus 1. They specifically asked us to draw it with x values from -5 to 5. So what I've done here is I've set up a table of values. My x would always go on the top and my y would go on the bottom. What we're going to do is we're going to generate values in order to find coordinates that we can then plot and join up to form this line. Now, this is a very lengthy process, and I will be going through a shortcut method with you later on, but for now, because this method will work with any line or any graph that you've been asked to draw, I'd like to make sure we go through it carefully. So they want from -5 to 5. So the first thing we do in our table is choose values from -5 up to 5. What do we then do with these values? Well, it says here the rule is y is equal to x plus 1. That means that in this box here, my value of x is -5, so my value of y would be -5 plus 1, and that gives me -4. In this box, my value of x is -4. My rule is x plus 1, so it's -4 plus 1, which is -3. Similarly, -3 plus 1, and as you can see, I've spotted a pattern. Now, I have 11 sets of coordinates. This represents a coordinate of 4, 5. This represents the coordinate -2, -1. This represents the coordinate 0, 1. Now, you tend to just need 2 or 3 points to actually generate the line. So let's go ahead and plot these. So -2, -1. -2 on the x-axis, -1 on the y gives us that coordinate. If we're now plotting the point 0, 1, so 0 on the x-axis, and 1 on the y-axis gives us that point there. And 4, 5, 4 on the x-axis, 5 on the y-axis. And we should find that they form a straight line. Had we plotted all of the coordinates, we would find that they would all sit on this line. Okay, here's another line, a different rule this time. So again, x is on the top, y is on the bottom. So -5, -4, -3. So there's our table. In this case, the rule is 2x plus 1. So when my value of x is -5, my value of y would be 2 times -5 plus 1. 2 times -5 is -10, plus 1 is -9. For this box here, it would be 2 lots of -4 plus 1. 2 times -4 is -8, plus 1 is -7. 2 times -3 plus 1 gives me -5. And now I can actually see there's a pattern. So this would be -3, -1, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. Again, I don't need to plot every single point. Let's choose random ones. Let's choose this one, and this one. Notice I tend to always choose the one where x is 0 because that tells me where it crosses this axis here. So -4, -7, -4 on the x, -7 on the y gives this point here. 0, 1, so 0 on the x, 1 on the y, and our third point was 3, 7, 3 on the x, 7 on the y, and there we have our straight line. Okay, this time we have 3x minus 1, x, y, -5, -4. So our rule this time is 3 times x take away 1. So for this box it would be 3 times -5 take away 1. Note you can do this in your calculator. You can just input these values in straight into the calculator. So 3 times -5 is -15, minus 1 is -16. For this box here, it would be 3 times -4 minus 1. 3 times -4 is -12. Take away 1 is -13. 3 times -3. Take away 1. 3 times -3 is -9. Take away 1 is -10. Again, I can see there's a pattern here. So I've got -7, -4, -1, 2, 5, 8, 11, and 14. So, choosing 3 of those to plot, -3, -10, 0, -1, and 2, 5. So -3, -10, -3 on the x, -10 on the y, gives us there. 0, -1, gives us that point there. And 2, 5 gives us this point. So joining them up gives us that line. So here we're asked to sketch 3 more graphs. We don't have to have such a big table each time. As I said, having at least 3 points is all you really need. So if I were to look at example A, so I'm going to draw myself a short table. I'm going to choose a negative value for x, -2. I'm going to have 0 as a value for x, and I'm going to choose a positive value. I then substitute those in, just like we've been doing, into the equation. So for this one, it's going to be x plus 2. So when it's -2 plus 2, 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. They are my 3 coordinates. So I'm going to plot -2, 0, 0, 2, 0, 2, and 4, 6. There's that line there. Notice I've extended both sides of the coordinates I've drawn because I know the line does carry on going on forever. My second example. So this time the rule is x plus 3. So here's my table. I'm going to use the same coordinates for x. So -2, 0, and 4. Obviously this time it's a different rule. This time we're adding 3 to our number. So -2 plus 3 is 1. 0 plus 3 is 3. And 4 plus 3 is 7. So -2, 1, 0, 3, 4, 7. And our third example is, again, I'm going to use the same numbers, -2, 0, and 4. This one I can do in blue. So this time we're subtracting 3 from our value of x. So -2 subtract 3 gives -5. 0 subtract 3 is -3. And 4 subtract 3 is 1. So we've got the point -2, -5. 0, -3. And 4, 1. Whoops. There is our line here. Now, just looking at these lines, I wonder if you notice anything about them. Can we see that they all slope in the same direction? These lines are known as parallel lines. Let's move on to the next set of examples.